Welcome to Awaz News. I'm Simona Cotoni and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada. Top U.S. Republican urges Canada to scrap ArriveCan app. Michelle O'Bonsavin becomes first Indigenous person nominated to Supreme Court of Canada. CNE opens in Toronto for the first time since before COVID-19 pandemic. Ontario Municipal candidate nomination to close Friday afternoon. Apple security flaws allow hackers to fully control iPhones, iPads, and Macs. Niagara cop who once faced charges in violent altercation with fellow officer now charged in alleged road rage incident. Quebec Cardinal Marc Ouellet denies sexual assault allegations. So those were the headlines. Now let's jump right into the details. A top U.S. Republican has weighed in on the debate swirling around ArriveCan, the travel app the Canadian government introduced for cross-border travel during the pandemic. She wants it gone. Alice Stefanik, a part of the U.S. House Republican leadership team, a border district representative from New York State and die-hard Donald Trump ally, has written to the Canadian government. She wrote to the Canada's ambassador to Washington this week with a request: stop requiring people to use ArriveCan if they want to enter Canada. Stefanik called the app a glitchy impediment to travel with no public health purpose anymore. All it does now, she said, is confuse people and make them less likely to cross the border. In her letter to Christine Hillman, she said confusion about the app worsens wait time at the border and makes people choose to stay home at a time the countries should be encouraging the cross-border partnership. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced today his nomination of Michelle O'Bonsavin to the Supreme Court of Canada. She will be the first Indigenous person to serve on Canada's highest court. O'Bonsavin is a Benaki from Odanak. She is Franco-Ontarian and fluently bilingual, according to a news release announcing the nomination. She has served as a judge on the Ontario Superior Court of Justice since 2017. O'Bonsavin also holds a PhD in law from University of Ottawa. In her application questionnaire made available by the Department of Justice, O'Bonsavin described how her experience as an Indigenous person in Canada has shaped her life and legal career. The Canadian National Exhibition has returned to Toronto after a 2-year hiatus due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The 18-day event kicked off with an opening ceremony this morning. Speaking at the ceremony, Toronto Mayor John Tory said he hoped residents would welcome the fair back with a huge enthusiasm. Health measures that restricted in-person events prevented the fair from operating in 2020 and 2021. The organization that runs the fair has said the cancellation cost millions in losses and missed the revenue. Darrell Brown, CEO of the Canadian National Exhibition Association, said earlier this week there's a lot riding on this year's event. Today is the last day nominations can be submitted in Ontario for candidates hoping to run in this fall's municipal elections. The hard deadline is 2 p.m. Nomination for school board trustee candidates have the same cutoff date and time. Candidates who are running for position without any opponent will be acclaimed or elected by default at 4 p.m. on Monday. In 2018, the number of acclaimed candidates who faced no competition grew to 120 compared with 103 during the previous municipal campaign in 2014. Voters across Ontario are set to cast ballots in the municipal council and school board election on October 24th. Apple has disclosed serious security vulnerability for iPhone, iPad, and Mac that could potentially allow attackers to take complete control of these devices. Apple released 2 security reports about the issue on Wednesday, although they did not receive the wide attention outside of the tech publication. Apple's explanation of the vulnerability means a hacker could get full admin access to the device. That would allow intruder to impersonate the device's owner and subsequently run any software in their name, said Rachel Toback, the CEO of Social Proof Security. According to the security report, the vulnerabilities impacted Apple's WebKit, which is the engine that powered the Safari web browser and other browsers on an iOS, and the kernel, Apple's core computer operating system. Security experts have advised users to update affected devices, the iPhone 6s and the later models, several models of the iPad including the 5th generation and later, all iPad Pro models and the iPad Air 2, and the Mac computers running Mac OS monitoring. The flaws also affect some iPod models. A Niagara police officer who made headlines nearly 4 years ago after he was shot during an altercation with a fellow colleague is facing charges following an alleged road rage incident while he was off duty in St. Catharines last month. On July 21st, the Niagara Regional Police Service responded to a call about a road rage incident in the city. Police said a man exited his vehicle and struck the window of another vehicle, causing damage and prompting the victim to call 911. Police did not say where exactly the incident occurred. No physical injuries were reported. Niagara police said they identified the suspect as an off-duty officer from their service and requested the assistance of the Halton Regional Police Service to conduct an investigation. On August 17, Halton police arrested and charged 56-year-old Nathan Parker of St. Catherine with mischief under $5,000 and assault. Cardinal Marc says he firmly denies the sexual assault allegation made against him in a recent class action lawsuit against the Archdiocese of Quebec. The former Archbishop of Quebec, who now holds the highest ranking position in the Vatican and is seen as a potential successor of Pope Francis, called the allegation defamatory in a statement released this morning on the Vatican News website. His comment follows an announcement from the Vatican on Thursday that there was insufficient evidence to investigate Ouellet. The priest tasked with doing preliminary investigation into the allegation against Ouellet, theologian Jacques Servais, said he found no evidence that warranted disciplinary measures. But one of the lawyers representing the plaintiff in the class action, Justin V., said Servais had a conflict of interest because he knew Ouellet and worked closely with him. V also said Servais did not follow the Vatican's protocol of informing the complainant of the decision within the 90 days from when the complaint is made. The Cardinal is accused of unwanted touching and kissing, as well as sexual harassment by the woman identified as F in the civil lawsuit. His name and that some of the 88 clergy members who worked at the Archdiocese of Quebec appear on the court document. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Simona Cutoni, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.